Welcome to the MMA Sports Xtreme Show. I'm JJ. You're inside our cage. I'm here with the man on the street, Bob Meloni. What's up, brother?
James, great to be here again.
Well, now you get a view of the event center from another angle. Last time we were up on the stage for Christmas in the Cage, which was an amazing event. What did you think about Christmas in the Cage?
For our first event here in New Jersey, I thought it was very successful. We had some really good fights. We got nothing but positive feedback. The fighters love this venue. Brand new place. People love this. You're going to have a great time. Get out here, GPG to the top.
It was amazing, the obstacles that we had to deal with for Christmas in the Cage, being a week from Christmas, fighters not wanting to cut weight, and the state of New Jersey Athletic Commission wanted us to do an event. We did. Everyone put all in. It was a fantastic event. We were literally sitting where the cage was, and when we come back, this show is going to be all about the highlights from Christmas in the Cage, and then our upcoming event this weekend. I hope you're ready, because January 17th, we have GPG 17, Fighters Against Dogfighting, and what we do with every event that we do is about some kind of charity or community event, and this time we have Fighters Against Dogfighting because fighters have a choice and dogs don't. So what do you think about that?
That's fantastic. I mean, I've been in the MMA business for a long time, as you have, James. Many fighters have dogs that are beloved members of the family. You can go on Facebook, on the internet, and see how many fighters love dogs. Many pit bulls. None of them like dog fighting. They're here to take a stance. We're here to take a stance. Come join us.
Okay, so we're going to go to commercial because we do have to pay the bills. So a few words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Global Proving Ground returns Saturday, January 17th to the GPG Event Center for Global Proving Ground 17, Fighters Against Dogfighting. Because these fighters choose to get in the cage and the dogs don't. You'll see world-class athletes from across the globe compete to be the next Global Proving Ground champion. 1444 Route 73, Pennsauken, New Jersey. For tickets and information, go to globalprovingground.com.
Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! Let's go drink some beer!
Welcome back to the MMA Sports Xtreme Show. We had a fantastic event. Let's recap a little bit about the Christmas in the Cage. We had a little bit of controversy, and we had a championship, and we had some pro world-class grappling. But let's go back to the very first fight. We had a couple of debuts with Mr. Dueling and Mr. Pettis. We started off the first ever Global Proving Ground event in the Event Center in New Jersey with a fantastic fight.
toe-to-toe, 3 rounds, stand-up, grappling. What an exciting fight. We couldn't have asked for more action, a better fight to open the show.
I thought it could have gone either way other than Pettis had a few takedowns, which I think really swayed it. Both fighters very skilled, great coaches, great camps, and we're going to be having both of them back into the GPG cage.
Well, speaking with Mr. Dooling's corner man, Dante Rivera from Dante Rivera, BJJ, they were very excited about coming here. They were disappointed in the result. They thought it was a close fight. They're definitely looking forward to coming back and fighting here at GPG again.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have Pettis on this card coming up on the 17th as well. So we're working that out right now, but he did a great job. He only had a minor cut, had to get clearance on that, and he can come right back into the cage. See, here at GPG, Global Proving Ground, we're about the fighters, not about us. We want you to fight as much as you can in a safe way, and we don't care if you fight for us or you fight for anybody else. You train, you diet, you want to fight. You come in our cage, great. If you go to someone else's cage, we'll help you promote that too. We're all about you. What do you think about that?
It's a great way moving forward, fighter-friendly, fan-friendly. That's what we're about here.
As you can see behind us, we're in a 50,000 square foot event center dedicated to MMA, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. I already talked to Balance Studios about doing a jiu-jitsu tournament here. It's going to be a place where you can come to have a good dinner, hang out at the nightclub, and see great events on a regular basis. That's for you, the fans, fighters, and everything about this.
Yeah, it really is. It's the new wave. It's the sports bar model with the cage right inside. You're going to come here, you're going to get a quality meal, you're going to see fights. You're never going to get this close to a fight again, I promise you that.
Well, we're literally sitting where the cage sits, so it's pretty good. And we went into that second fight. Now, one of my personal favorite fighters is Soslan, and he's fought for us a few times. And if you've watched Soslan, he comes out like a meteor in every fight he's in. And unfortunately, we had
Mervin Rodriguez.
Mervin had got hit in the back of the head, and there was some controversy. We don't know how injured he was. He definitely went to the hospital, got checked out, got kicked in the back of the head. The controversy really isn't about Mervin. The controversy is, if you look at the video, his hand wasn't down. He was actually up. So that's the only controversy, is whether it really should have been a DQ or given him time to recover to fight. But obviously he wasn't feeling well enough. The paramedics did a great job and he went out. So hopefully we can have a rematch in that one.
Well, Soslan did say after the fight, he thought that he was in the process of getting up. It was very close. That's where the controversy was. But thank goodness Mervin wasn't hurt seriously, and both of these guys
will be back. They will both be back. And the commission's always looking out for you guys, the fighters and fans. We need to make sure that we're protecting the fighters at all times. So we're here. We're at the event center. What I want to do is go to another commercial, and then when we come back from commercial, we're going to talk about the championship fight that happened right here with a couple of very good world-class fighters. And some people were surprised at the ending of this and how it transpired. He's Bob, I'm James. You're inside our cage. We'll be right back.
He keeps me in chains in his filthy backyard.
He starves me.
And beats me.
He trains me to fight.
And keep on fighting.
Even if my legs are broken.
Even if my guts are hanging out.
If I win, I live to fight another day. If I lose, I die.
To him, I'm just a dog.
But who's the animal?
Welcome back to the MMA Sports Xtreme Show. We just saw a commercial. It probably touched your heartstrings. Very important. We have to protect animals. Years ago, I couldn't understand why people were so protective of dogs, and I think the reason is that if somebody abuses a dog, those dogs are loyal, and dogs care about the owners no matter what they do to them. So it's almost like if a priest or a police officer do something illegal, come on, there's an extra level of trust involved. So when someone harms a dog, you're harming something that gives you 100% of their dedication, their obedience. So you're actually kind of, what would be the word you're looking for, or I'm looking for?
You're harming a family member, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you're harming a family member. The trust levels is so bad. So that's why it's important that we have Fighters Against Dogfighting coming up in the next event on GPG 17, and we'll have the guys are coming out, right?
The Animal Orphanage from Voorhees, New Jersey, 20 minutes down the road. They're going to be here helping us spread the word, hopefully collecting some donations, and also we're going to have a list of things, of other things you can bring, towels, blankets, clean out your closets. There's other items that you can bring if you can't afford to make a donation. But we're going to be here bringing awareness to this great cause and trying to help some dogs who have been involved in some issues with dog fighting. We're trying to help them out, try to help them live a more comfortable life.
Absolutely, and if you come out, you can make a donation. You can maybe talk to them about going in and looking at some of the dogs, cats, other animals, and maybe adopting. That's always a good option. We want to give these animals a good home. But this is great. And, now we're going to talk about the title fight. The GPG has been around 3 years now. We've had events in 3 continents, and we just felt it was time to start giving our belts out. Back in the last summer, Hussein Kayev came over from Russia, traveled with us down to Arkansas, where we had GPG Arkansas 3. And they had a pretty good fighter that got in the cage with him, and it was devastating. I mean, Hussein has got a skill set that's fantastic. So we wanted to give Hussein, who's on his way, I believe, very quickly to the UFC, I wanted to give him another quality opponent to fight in the GPG cage before he moved on to either the UFC or Bellator, which I believe he's that quality at 12-2. And we found Tanya Dixon, skinny man out of Maryland, who's a fantastic journeyman. He's fought in the World Series of Fighting. Great condition, and he was like a tiger. He was ready to go.
He was very shocked. He actually got submitted by an armbar in the fight for the championship. And Dixon was very disappointed with himself because he felt that his body style, if anything, he was going to be the one winning by armbar. Going into the fight, he felt that he was going to submit
Hussein, yeah.
And it didn't work out that way. The grappling went the other way, and Tanya, who trained very, very hard for that fight, was very disappointed, but he said he is looking forward to coming back.
Oh, we'll definitely have him back. He's a great fighter. He's a very respectable athlete, and we'd love to have him back in our cage very soon. Absolutely. Welcome back to the MMA Sports Xtreme Show here at the brand new event center built for you, for the fans, for the fighters. And we just checked out the championship match. I told you not to blink, not to grab a beer, because it was fast. 2 great fighters, one fast ending.
Yes, it was. Bang, bang, bang. On to the next show, possibly the UFC for our latest champion.
Oh yeah,
he is a very, very bright prospect, and you'll be seeing him very soon at the next level.
Yeah, he's a great fighter, and we were honored to have him here. We now get the opportunity to talk about what's coming up, which is GPG 17, Fighters Against Dogfighting, with 2 co-main events that if you're in the Philadelphia area, you need to be here, because one of the gentlemen not only tore up the Bellator competition, but is now, as I believe, on the way to the UFC. A local Philadelphia fan favorite, Sammy O.
Sammy O, fighting pride of Briarcliff. I'm surprised he's not in the UFC by now. I really am. He's 11-2 with 7 straight wins. 5 knockouts in the first round. I mean, the sky is the limit for this young man, and like I said, I'm very surprised. I'd be surprised if he's not in the UFC next week, if he comes away with a victory, because Tim Woods is over there, who's his opponent, to say, hold on a second, big man. I know you want to go to the UFC, but I got a victory in Bellator too, my last event. I'm 7-4.
Yeah.
I want my name to be under consideration for the UFC. So you got Tim Woods, Tim Woods is a lifetime
Tim Woods, the
MMA fighter,
soldier, man. This guy, he's the real deal. He's going to bring it too, and I'm hoping for 3 rounds of knockdown, snot nose, you know what.
And the awesome thing about this fight is, Sam's a tall fighter. He's about 6'4". Most of his opponents are shorter than him. Not this
Tim's
time.
6'4" too.
Tim is 6'3", 6'4". They're very similar body types.
In an 18-foot cage, there's no running, no hiding.
So this should be very interesting. We have 2 top-level talent guys squaring off. Both of them want to advance their career to the next level. This is where they're going to try to do it. We're excited to have it. It's a hell of a main event.
I want to address the 18-foot cage, and that was by choice. We asked the state commission, what's the smallest cage we can put in here? And the reason is that, I don't know about you, but when I go to a UFC or a Bellator fight and I see a professional fighter running and hiding in 30 feet of open, that makes me sick. You're there for a fight. It's bad enough sometimes people don't want to take matchups or have a hard time because someone didn't cut an extra half pound. It's a fight. Let alone to get in there and be paid to run around in the cage. In an 18-foot cage, you're not running. You're going to fight. It's fight, win or lose. Let's go.
That's the way I like it, James. Like you said, there's no place to run. Mano a mano, foot to foot, whatever you want to say. Elbow to head, knee to head, it's all there.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have another fantastic fight too. We had a preview in Christmas in the Cage when we added some professional grappling matches. When we put Anton Berzin in the cage to do grappling with a world-class grappler who actually he weighed 30 or 40 pounds more than, which is Rustam. Rustam has been in China, has won Grappler's Quest, has won Naga, and it was first time I've ever seen Rustam slam. I saw him get slammed. I was pretty impressed. But we have Anton Berzin, who's going to be on the card on the 17th. We're very lucky to have Anton Berzin, who's going to be fighting Chad Herrick, a great professional fighter out of Michigan. And I hope he doesn't take him too lightly because there's a lot of great fighters and fights in Michigan. What a lot of people don't know is that the way the promoters operate in Michigan, they don't want the fighters to get known and get out. So they don't report a lot of the stuff to mixedmartialarts.com. So you have a lot of fighters, like even one of our pro fighters, Shamir Garcia, who's 7-1, ended up on the Bellator card only because the Bellator was in Michigan. But we wanted to bring some Michigan fighters to New Jersey because of the quality. Fantastic gyms there. You have Cooper's Gym in Detroit. You have Dan Severn in Coldwater. There's great gyms there. So Chad's going to come out and fight Anton. I think we have another big bruising battle about to happen in that fight.
And without a doubt, I mean, Anton and Sam have been training together, and the same training camp for this. They're at Philly out of Balance Studios. And speaking of other gyms, I wanted to bring up a name because this name is like GPG. Get the stock early because it's going up. I'm talking about the man's name is Aaron Meisner. Aaron Meisner right now is one of the top striking MMA coaches in the area. You just saw him working Paul Felder's corner at UFC 182. If you didn't see the spinning back fist by Paul Felder out of Philadelphia, it was only the third time in history that a fight in the UFC was ended by that technique, spinning back fist. Aaron Meisner will be here. He trains with these guys. He'll be working the corner with Sam Morgan.
He's not fighting yet, but he'll be here.
He's 6'3". He's been on the Ultimate Fighter, and he's one of the most respected coaches in the area. And I'm just wanted to give him some props because even though he's not fighting, he's in there training, getting these guys ready. He's pouring blood, sweat, and tears into helping his teammates get ready. That's where the teammate comes in. Even though you're in a cage alone, where the team comes in, getting you ready to get in that cage.
Well, you come to a Global Proving Ground event, you're going to meet the likes of Ricardo Almeida, the Migleries guys, all the gym owners, UFC legends. This event, Dan Severn will be here as one of the Global Proving Ground owners. We're going to have a Dan Severn seminar. So this is an opportunity for you to meet legends in the sport, upcoming legends, future legends, and in a venue where you're in a sports bar, an event center, great time, great drink, great food, great company, and of course, a cage with fights.
Doesn't get any better, like I said. GPG is going to the top.
I'll tell you what, go to localmmatickets.com, get your tickets right now. There's not a bad seat in the house. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge. You were at the MMA Sports Xtreme Show. I'm JJ, he's Bob Meloni. We're out of here.
The MMA and Sports Xtreme Show, blood, guts, and glory get the inside story. Join us every week for in-depth coverage of your favorite pro MMA, boxing, bodybuilding, strongman, arm wrestling, and more. Our training and nutrition segments give you the winning edge. Tattoo Corner will keep you locked in your seat just to see what's next. Watch the show at MMASportsExpo.com or check your local listings. That's the MMA and Sports Xtreme Show with JJ and the top names of combat, strength, and physique sports.